Do you know what is the purpose of data visualization? Well, obviously you want to boast your technical skills, but what's the main purpose? The main purpose is to communicate the information in shortest visual form. Okay, so the purpose is ultimately to develop such visual, okay, which can communicate whatever the story, whatever the information you want to convey within first 10 seconds of your visualization. Okay, and one leader in this particular space, the data visualization, if you see, is the Economist. So the Economist, I am like fascinated with the quality of visuals that they create, whether it's a simple chart or whether it's a complex chart. It is just awesome. So today what I'll do is I'll help you understand, I'll break down the visualizations of Economist, or actually only the one visualization, and help you understand that how exactly they have created, what they have thought while creating this visual, and how you can create or kind of recreate similar visuals using MS Excel, the very old tool. Okay, the same old tool that we use for most of the data analysis part. So that's what I am trying to explain you today. Okay, so let's move to the screen and understand what exactly the economists do. Okay, so if you see here, I have just taken a chart from Economist and I have taken and put it in the PowerPoint presentation to make you explain things. So first thing that you see here, okay, the interesting thing is, if I just take, if I just talk about the chart, when you look at the chart, what you can see, the first thing that you can see is that there is a bars. Okay, there are bars on this chart. Okay, and there is a blue colored line going here like this. Okay, this blue colored line, and these are the bars. Can you see the first thing, that the colors used to create the bars and to create this line is like very much contrasting. Okay, they are contrasting colors, so that clearly helps you to differentiate between the two. Okay, obviously that's an interesting thing. The second thing that we should note is that anything which is not representing whatever the data that they are trying to communicate, okay, is in black color. For example, if you see this, okay, I'll just change it. I'll change it like this and try to make you understand this. Okay, let's put it dashes. Okay, if you see this title, okay, what do we call this particular thing? This is basically the title. Okay, the title of the chart. And what about this? This is the subtitle. So whenever you are creating a chart, make sure try to put the title and subtitle. Okay, now what interesting thing you note here is that these title and subtitles are not in the center of the chart. Like generally when we create the chart, we put everything in the center. But what they have done is they are not putting it at the center, rather it is aligned to the left side. Okay. Then after this, what you see is this. What we call this? We call this as legends. Okay. The legends means the different types of the different categories of the data that we have, and we are trying to represent that which particular color or shape. In case you are doing some visualization, you might create some certain different shapes like a star or a triangle and a square. But here what they are doing is they are using colors. And what you can see that we have three different categories. One is accident, hijacking and bombing. So what you can see is in the very first 5 seconds when you look at this chart, okay, let's say you are reading some blog or some newspaper and you suddenly see this chart. What will happen? Your eyes will start moving from left to right. So the first thing that you see is this title. Second thing you will see that, okay, this is subtitle. So you'll see that, okay, it is talking about aircraft safety. It is talking about worldwide aircraft safety. It's not just limited to my country or my state or my city. And then suddenly as you move down towards in the left side, if you move down, you will see these legends, and these legends will clearly explain you that, okay, casualties due to. So now, although when we create chart, we never write this casualties due to. What we do is we generally put the legends only. Like how you will be creating the chart is you will just put this one and you will just completely ignore this part. Okay, like not only you, I also do the same thing. So it's not I'm blaming anybody. So what you can see is let's say when you create the chart or I create the chart, what I do and most of the people we ignore that particular thing. Okay, we just ignore this casualties due to word and we just put it like this. So we assume that people can understand, the viewer can understand, but just look at the Economist. What they are doing is, from the left side, aircraft safety worldwide and 3 types of casualties, accident is. When they have created this chart, you can see the color used for the legend for accident and bombing. It is like completely contrasting. Okay, they are contrasting colors, and although the shades are same, okay, it is kind of a red color but very light color of red, and this is like a towards the orange color red, and this is one of the dark colors. Okay, so if you see, they are not just randomly picking 3 colors and putting it there for the legend. It is some specific technique that they have applied. They have thought a lot about it, and they are using gradients, different shades of a particular color. Okay, so this is something like interesting to know. Okay, and then after all these things, if I just hide this part, so we understood that how they are trying to capture the attention of the individual and trying to make them understand that what they want to do. Okay, so this, after completing this part, just look at this. Okay, if you see, we have 2 axes. One is here, this is one of the axes. This chart clearly have this one axis. Okay, now what does this represent? Can you tell me what does this represent? Can you think about it? That what exactly this axis is trying to represent. They have not mentioned the axis title here. If you see this vertical axis, no axis title is there, but still if we just go to this, if we just go to aircraft safety, if you just see the title and the casualty, okay, this casualties is automatically, or casualties are showing it as a self-explanatory to anyone who is reading the chart. If you see clearly, what you can do is, you can just look at this title, look at this legends, and just after the legend, what you will do, you will start going to you will start reading from the left side, because there isn't anything much there. So same color thing. So you can see that once you go here, you will see that they have not put any kind of axis title. They have just directly mentioned that, okay, this is the axis, and the color of the axis, the text of this axis is similar to what the gradient they have used for the legends. Okay, if you see accident, this legend, hijacking and bombing, these 3 have the similar kind of a gradient color. So same thing you can see here also. You can see that this axis also has the same thing. Okay, so just imagine what they would have thought, or how you can also apply that technique to your data visuals, so that it will improve your overall, what you can say, the information that you are trying to communicate. Okay, because no matter how beautiful visual you create, if the person, the intended audience, is not able to understand that visual, it does not make any sense. So what we have to understand is that whenever we are trying to make a visual, we should try always to make it such a way that within the first 10 seconds, your audience should understand that what you are trying to communicate. So if you see carefully here, after putting this axis, just see the color of the bars. We understand the color of the bars. Okay, now what generally we do, this bar, if you see very carefully, these bars are made in such a way that even in 1970, in this, if you see carefully, this small part here, can you see this? If I just scroll, magnify it, I don't know how to magnify the entire screen, so I can just magnify the chart. So you can see this brown color, small thin line that you can see. Now, why they have used so much of brown color for this particular thing, hijacking? It is because they want to show that every single year or every time wherever there is a hijacking, that data should be visible to you as much as possible. So even in 1970, we can see that it is like not readable, like it's very small. Okay, it's like maybe 1 or 2 incident might have happened, but compared to the bombing and accident, there might be multiple. Okay, so you can see that overall in 1970, there were around 1500 total type of casualties that have happened. Okay, so 1500 out of 1500 casualties, we can see only a very small fraction of them were from the hijacking. And even though it wasn't that significant for anyone to read it now and try to think that okay, in 1970 there were 2 hijacking, just go to any person and tell them that okay, in 1970 there was a plane hijacking. Now, will that make any significance to his life? Like, unless until he or she has someone relative within that particular plane. Okay, but still, for us to understand, we will not be focusing that much on each and every minute detail. But since Economist wants us to understand that yeah, hijacking is not a new phenomena, it happened since 1970. So that's why you can see the color that they have selected is such amazing that it is visible, like its one value is still, it is visible. Okay, and if you see the same thing, you can see in the other bars also. Okay, then one interesting thing, see the complete background of this chart is white, like the plot area that we call. Okay, it's totally white. Okay, the plot area is totally white, and above that white you can see the grid lines are also given. Okay, this, now what do we call these lines? Okay, these are horizontal grid lines. So horizontal grid lines are added, and then if you go, the bars that they have created, the bars have significant differences between them. It's not like the bars are like attached to each other. So basically the gap between the bars, it is significant. Okay, the bars are thin. They don't want to make the bars thick, because what will happen if they make the bars thick, that the readability of the bars or readability of the chart will go down. Okay, so since you can see the bars are clearly have a significant gap between them, they are far away, so that the background, so you can understand, you can visualize each and every bar individually. Okay, the individuality of each bar is very clearly visible because the background is in white color, which is contrasting to what the color in the front or the color of the bar. Okay, so this is basically a dual axis chart. Okay, a dual axis chart. Why? Because one axis you have is that the number of casualties, and on the second hand, on the right side, you can see this. If I just take my square once again, or I just take the same square again, you can see that this axis, okay, this axis shows the aircraft passengers carried. Now what does this aircraft passengers carried means? This basically nothing means that the total number of passengers that they were carrying. It is talking about that okay, these were the total patients and these were the casualties that have happened. Okay, so because it's talking about the casualty, so they have to show that out of how much of the people who traveled through aircraft and how much were the casualties, because they can't just directly show the casualty, because that does not make sense. Because let's say I call that okay, 100 people were in the aircraft and 5 casualties were there, so it's a significantly big number. But if I say that no, there were 5,000 people and 2 casualties happened, so comparatively, although casualty is not good, but still comparatively we see that casualties, when expressed against what you can say the total number, other than just the number of casualties, as a total number, then you will be able to more understand the chart better. So what does this chart show? See, this blue colored line is most interesting, guys. This is amazing. Like I just love how Economist create beautiful charts. So this blue colored line is completely contrasting to the color of what gradient colors you have used here. Okay, these are some kind of shades of red and some other mixture, and this is the aircraft passenger number of passenger in billions. Okay, now they have mentioned billions here because they are using a scale, like you can see the 0, 0, 0 0.5, 1, 1.5, and on the other hand, when they are talking number of casualties, you can see that they have not mentioned what scale they are using. Like it is just the unit scale, 1:1 scale. Okay, but if you see, when they have written casualty due to, okay, and they have shown the line to be from 0 to 3000, we don't need to like go in much detail and figure out that okay, or we don't need to like put significant mind to understand that this is representing in 1:1 scale. Okay, 2000 means 2000 casualties, and on the other hand, if we go to aircraft passengers, this 2 represents 2 billion people. Okay, so this is one of the interesting thing. Now going down, if you see carefully, I'll just put this here. If you see carefully, the x-axis, most interesting x-axis, like I have, like this is mind-boggling for me to see the x-axis. Now what does this x-axis show? Clearly it shows the year from 1970 till, you can see it is written as 12. So if you see carefully, they are using some of the years with full numbers like 1970, so 91970. And then you can see that after that they are not using full 4-digit number, they are using 2-digit numbers. Okay, what they are doing is this 2-digit, and if you see here again they have used 2000 as a full number, then 02 again 2-digit number, and finally also they have used 2-digit numbers. Now if a normal data visualization person, expert will see this, what you will think? We will think that okay, they have made a mistake. Like if I ask you to draw a graph where you are not showing the years completely, you are showing different types of years, the same year representing in different formats. Obviously you will not be able to digest this fact. Okay, but in reality, just look at the beauty that Economist is doing here. They are not using the full digits, because what will happen is if you use the full digit, what you have to do for the axis ticks, if you use the full 4-digit number for the year, you have to tilt it like this. Okay, if you have to show it in a like contracted form, but still you want to show the full 4 digits, you have to contract it. So the same contraction, if you see here, like I have to do it multiple times, sorry, I have to do it, this contraction I have to do again and again and again. So what will happen is your chart will become very difficult to understand. Okay, it will become, there will be an information overload, we will see. Okay, so Economist knows how to eliminate those information overloads. And finally, just moving down, oops, sorry. If I just go down a bit, you can see just after the x-axis ticks, this is the caption. Okay, this entire thing is caption. This entire thing, you can see the color of this caption is in black color, and also the color of this chart, the title and the subtitle, they are also in black color. So now you think that why they are black in color, why they have done it in the black color, or why not in some other color? Some other color is also possible. Okay, so let me tell you, this is again a classic example of contrasting colors used to develop the charts. Okay, so what we will do is we will try to replicate this chart. Okay, I don't know how much we can replicate. This is first time I'm doing it. So we'll try to replicate this chart in MS Excel. So this is the MS Excel I have. So you can see these are the columns that I have. So how much, what type of columns I have? This is year, casualties, and casualties from accident, hijacking and bombing, and finally the number of passengers in the aircraft. Okay, so let's start developing. So let's say what I'll do is I first select this data. Okay, I select this data, I go to insert, and then I'll go to bar chart. So how the bar is going on, so you can see that. Okay, so what I'll do is first I'll delete this here. Okay, and like this, and I go to bar chart, and you can see I can just select this bar chart. Okay, if I just go here, you see the stacked 2D column bar chart with stacked values. So you can see that these values are stacked now. Okay, so I hope the chart is visible to everybody. Now let's see one interesting thing. The first thing that I will be doing is that I'll first replicate this x-axis, because x-axis is is easy to replicate. So we can just quickly replicate it and then make changes in other things. Okay, so see, first is 1970, that's totally fine, but after that all are 2 digits and only 2000 is 4 digits. So what I'll do is I'll make it only 72, 74, 76, 78, then 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98, then 2000 I'll keep it as it is. then 02, 04, then 06, then 08, then 10, and then 12. But you can see that it is appearing as like 2486. So what we can do is we can just click on home and increase, no, we can't increase that. Okay, no problem. What we can do is we can convert them into text. So how will be converting to text? Just put a comma here and then put 02. Okay, put a comma and put 02. So as soon as you put a comma, okay, I'll just increase the size here. So you can see here, put a comma and 02. Similarly, I'll put a comma here and then put 04. Then put a comma here, put 06. Then put a comma here, 08. Now for 10 you don't need to put a comma, because ultimately you can see that 10 as it is 2 digits are coming. So we are totally fine with that. So I'll just select and put it here. Okay, just select it and keep it to the right alignment. Okay. So now what we can see that we have developed the chart. So you can see, if you observe the x-axis of this chart, just observe the x-axis, how beautifully it is matching with the chart that we see in the Economist. Okay, so you can see that this chart is completely matching with what Economist has developed. Okay, second thing what we can do, we can see that, see, this is casualties due to, it is mentioning here the what you can say, the legends are at the top, okay, instead of bottom. But what happens is my chart has a legends at the bottom, and the legends are also not mentioned like this, like casualties in the, and then in bracket accident and so on. It's not like this. It says accident, hijacking, bombing. So what I'll do is I'll change it. How can I change it? I can just change the name of my column. So I can put it as accident, then, or we can put it like this, accident, okay, then hijacking, and then bombing. Okay, like simple words, simple, very simple words. So you can see now the name is fine, name is correct. What I have to do is I have to shift them to the top. Okay, so how you can do it? When you see your chart, you can see that there is a plus sign here. Just click on this plus sign, okay, and go to this legends. In the legends you have multiple options. Right now it is bottom, so I'll just put it at the top. So you can see I put it at the top. Now I can just shift it. Okay, now how I can shift it? I can just select this and drag it to the left side, so it will come out to the left side. Okay, I'll put it somewhere here. But what I have to do is I have to put this casualties due to also. So casualties due to, it means I have to put some text. So how will you put a text? I'll just go to insert, put some text. So sorry, casualties due to. Okay, the color and all I will change it later. For now I am just putting the data first. I'm just putting it here, putting it here. So obviously it's like amazing. The designers are just amazing. And what is the title? Title is aircraft safety, and then subtitle is worldwide. So I'll put here aircraft safety, and then put an enter and type worldwide. Okay, worldwide. So now we can see that we need some additional space. We need some additional space to adjust this text and the legends and the chart title as well. So what I will do is I'll select this chart. Okay, I'll select this chart and I will just put it down. I'll just drag it down a bit so that I can have sufficient space. Then I'll select this and I'll put it down here. Then I can select the legends and I can put it down here. So the text is casualties 2. I put a colon here, and then I'll select the title and drag it to the left side like this. Okay. Now you will say that no, this is not matching up. You can see the title is bold, okay, and the subtitle is not bold. It's like smaller in size in text. So you can just select this and make it bold, and select this, do not make it bold, reduce the size, and alignment you can just shift it to the left side. So like we got this alignment like this. Okay, so we have the text, we have the legends. Now important thing is we have to put this line. Okay, this number of passengers that this aircraft has carried. So how we can put this line? We can just go and change the type of this chart. So I just select the chart, I'll go to this chart and I select the data. Okay, sorry, not the data. I go to change chart type and I select the combo chart here. Okay, now in the combo chart, I don't want any line of any one of these lines to be selected as what you can say the secondary axis. Okay, so yeah, I think I need to first add the data. So I'll just select this data and I click on add, and when I click on add, I can add the series. So I added this number of passenger series. Okay, and select the data here. So I can just select it from here. I don't know where it is going till this point. I think 22, 23. Yeah, till this point. Okay, so we got the last this aircraft passengers as well. I will press OK. So now you can see that right now it is showing aircraft passenger as one of the legend because it added within the same data. Okay, and you will see, if you see carefully, some minor yellow color dots are visible at the top of each of the bar because the values are stacked one above the other. Okay, so now what I can do is, now I can click on change chart type. I can go on combo, and now here I can select the last, this aircraft passengers in billion, as the secondary axis. So as soon as I select it as secondary axis, now you can see that it becomes a secondary axis, but the other thing also changed, like other columns are also not getting adjusted correctly. So I'll go to secondary chart type again. Okay, and I'll just make it as a column chart, sorry, stacked bar chart like this. Okay, once again it is like a bar chart, and within this bar chart I go to combo, and this I want to, yeah, so this is the bombing, you can see. So I'll put it as a stacked bar here, stacked column, and this is also stacked column. That is totally fine, and this has the line. So now you can see it is adjusting correctly, because what happens is we need to put it as a stacked column for the other three and make this aircraft passengers as the line. So now you can see that it appears correctly. Now you can see the x-axis is beautifully visible as what you can see in this. Okay, and now we have the captions also. You can put the caption. So what is the caption here? It says source World Bank. So how you can put the caption? I'll explain how to change the color as well. Okay, put the colors correctly. So I just select it up, I just select it further up. Okay, so now you can put a caption here. Do we have any option in the add elements? No, we don't have. Okay, no problem. So I'll go to shapes, I'll select the text, and I can just write here source and World Bank. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to replicate the chart exactly as it is given in the Economist. So the chart is very interesting. Now you can see that source, and then one part of that text is written on the left align, and other part is written on the right align. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it. You can like increase this length like this, and put the rest of the text here. What's the rest of the text? Means this colon aviation safety network, oops, sorry. And you can put a tab here, like you can press tab on your keyboard, so it will shift, and now here you can write excluding ground casualties. So basically this chart do not include the ground casualties. So I'll just put a star here and excluding ground casualties. Oops, excluding ground casualties. Now it's up to you how you adjust it. I just put it like this. So now I am satisfied with what type of chart I have made right now. I'll just put it inside a bit so that it makes like it becomes more clear to me. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just take this chart. Okay, I'll just copy in this chart and I'll paste it side by side. Okay, so why side by side? Because this will help me understand that what things I am missing and what things I am doing correctly. So I can see that it is showing the legends for all the four, but I don't need the legend for this, so I'll just select and delete it. Okay, see what I did is, when you select this entire legend section, it will get selected all the legends will get selected. But if you now click on individually one of the legend and press delete, it will get deleted. Okay, that's good. It has got deleted. Okay, now let's change the colors. So how will we change the color? First thing, we'll change the color for this accident. Okay, this legend. So this big bars we can see here. So I'll just select this. Now when I press it once, I can see that the accident section is getting selected. And if I right click here, I can click on format data series. Now once you format the data series, it will show you three options to the right side of your window. Just click on this color and select fill. Now here, when you select fill, you can see there are multiple options. What I'll do is I'll select the solid color, because entirely the bar is filled with solid color. And now what type of color you need? So for the color, I'll go to this more color or somewhere here. So what you can see that this color is some kind of a shade where red and orange are meeting up. So I just go down here somewhere. I might find a similar shade here. It's like a tentative thing. Okay, so this is like approximately the same thing. Okay, like I'm not 100% accurate in colors, because that you can like extract from any tool online. There are thousands of tools from where you can extract the color code. Okay, so I just select this. So now you can see the bars are colored. Okay, but just the bars, just coloring the bar is not sufficient. You have to color the border as well. So select the border, go to solid, and there you can see the color is visible here in the recent. So I just click on it. So here you can see, now might be it is a bit darker compared to what they have created, but or should I try again? Should I like reduce the color? Yeah, I think this one is better. It's appearing better. Yeah, almost same. Okay, now exactly same. You can just take the hex code for that color out from some tool. There are thousands of online tools available. Okay, now second is, let's color the second type of legend, that is hijacking. So I select this hijacking. I go to this color, solid color, and I'll select some, just match it up. I think it's a brown color with a like too much darker brown color. So just select this. Okay, so we got this. And finally the bombing. So you can see it is about red in color. So I just go to solid colors. I go here and I can select a kind of orange color, maybe somewhere here, like some darker orange, reddish orange. I don't know what I'm saying, just some random colors they have. Okay, so this is the color. So now you can see that compared to their chart, my chart has kind of similar coloring thing, or is it not the correct color? I think I made a mistake in color. Or I just go here, select a more lighter note like this, somewhere here. Can you see this? Okay, I think approximately this one. Yeah, so that you can like adjust, and some values might be in mistakes. Okay, so that's why the exact thing is not appearing up. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, you can see that the data that I have created. Now what I was trying to do is, I was trying to break down the chart that the Economist has created. So x-axis and all these things I have created well. Data is not exactly, I just copied the data quickly, so it's not something you can expect to be exact what was in the Economist. But if you copy this data and make the chart, it will appear exactly same. So you can be rest assured that. The interesting thing that I want to say is that by default, when Excel creates a chart, Excel do not give much weightage to the legend and all those things. So it keeps the text very small. But you can see that in the chart that Economist has created, you can see the size of text for the x-axis, for your y-axis ticks, and for the legend is significantly big. So what I should suggest is, just select this and increase the size of these things so that your chart appears more clear. Select the horizontal vertical axis, then horizontal axis, and just select it like this. So you can see the chart appears better when you have a bigger axis, because axis ticks, I should say. Okay, so I'll just drag it a bit here, drag it a bit here, and yeah, that's how we can create. So it appears approximately same, but rest you can change the color and play around with it. Okay. And that's what I was trying to explain in this video. If you enjoyed and understood something, just please follow me, and thank you so much. Have a good day.